Spiritual crystal story. Distrusting your twin flame. How do you mistrust a dead guy? Learn more about the ACE test and test your twin flame connection at angieday.com/bookstore. Here's the original question. Do you have moments when you distrust your twin flame? Here's your answer. Do you want the serious answer or the unserious one? Unserious answer. Distrust him. Well, it's hard to distrust a disembodied soul who actually proved to me that we're the same. Right? But here's the serious answer though. I never distrusted my twin, but I experienced doubt. And to experience doubt is mistrust, not distrust. Still being in the body and being human, I'm not immune to doubt or fear, but only due to the fact that reunion didn't happen while we were both alive on Earth at the same time. With this as the case, I want to be more accurate. I don't mistrust my twin flame, but I often doubt the very clear signs and evidence and downloads given to me. Despite their clarity, and despite how everything I've experienced has been proven directly in front of my face, I still have a difficult time truly believing where my life is taking me now. There's not much to distrust or mistrust with a twin flame who's no longer in the body, and I didn't distrust him even when he was in the body before his death. Just as I trusted our soul within his body, I still trust him now. To mistrust my twin flame would mean to mistrust myself. He is me. The trust in my twin is trusting that we absolutely are the same soul, and this has been so obvious that I can't deny it, nor have I been able to explain it away even while in doubt. And Michael Joe was one of the most trustworthy beings to ever walk this earth, including his spirit as Poet Eternus. We've always held the same thoughts, behaviors, morals, goals, beliefs, and feelings, but we're both unaware. Since we're the same and I trust myself, I also trust him. Since he was trustworthy while alive, he still is now. Since we share the soul, our core values are the same. However, dealing with souls, which has basically been like being forced to believe in the existence of ghosts, has been pretty tough to grasp. Especially because I didn't entirely believe before, since I wasn't meant to, due to living while unaware. I only slightly believed, because my imagination was always running wild and I always believed in things I've never seen, but believing isn't necessarily knowing. So I feel less like I believe now and more like I know. It doesn't feel as much like a belief anymore. It's more like a knowing at this point. But now merely feeling belief has been pushed into absolute certainty. There's no more room for any uncertainty about souls existing. I can't guess. I can't say, well, maybe. No, it's just straight up. It is what it is. It is what it is now. Although my spirit has ascended again and I'm the divine feminine again, regaining the knowledge of who I was before incarnation, my soul still has human experiences. Because of still being within a human body, I have doubts and fears and require reminders and need refreshers, and I constantly rely on testing the spirit to know that I'm sane. My doubt that I feel is actually less about my twin flame journey and it's more about my connection to God. To trust that what I've been through is real and true, or to question whether I've been wasting my time, is about the spirit. Twin flames share the soul, but our spirits are different, and what I've struggled to trust is my spirit. I will sometimes mistrust if I'm taking the correct actions, saying the correct things, collecting enough data, providing enough evidence, being valid, and coming to the proper conclusions. Doing this isn't distrusting my twin flame or the soul, it's mistrusting God and my spirit. Divinity is the orchestrator of the twin flame journey, and every event is a part of the divine plan. This includes everything our soul does through my body and everything Mikey does as the deceased twin. Even referring to him or explicitly using Michael's name when I write about the twin flame journey or talk about the twin flame journey, like right now, causes me to go back to the divine and ask for signs. I always require clarity and wisdom and confirmation. Fortunately, God always provides every single time, but this doesn't stop the doubt from resurfacing, and that's just a constant battle to be had as a widowed twin flame. It's quite difficult to get away from dealing with the fact that you're alive, but truly connected to a disembodied soul. Then there's the hilarious issue where people think that celebrities don't have souls or something. If a being exists, they have a soul, and they could be a twin flame. The important part has always been able to confirm whether a pair is a twin flame, but this is pretty easy to do now. The ACE test for twin flames made it possible, which I wrote about, and real twin flames have been studied and proven to be real, at least for me and everybody else who knows what twin flames are. Michael Joe was one of the most obvious celebrities to be a twin flame that ever was. Very few people in general have ever had the level of soul expression that he did. He lived his life expressing soul elements like breadcrumbs, And now, obviously, it's clear that he was doing that to help with the soul recognition stage, and this is something that really makes the journey a bit more complex. The absolute level of clarity that I've had to face has been overwhelming. For the most part, life as a human is confusing and unclear and full of gray areas. That's no longer the case, and this is something that takes time to readjust to again. The human mind and body aren't used to divine clarity. I got so used to explaining things away and complaining about things not making sense because the 3D world doesn't function the way that Divinity does. Humanity doesn't function the way that Divinity does. Divinity can't be rooted in stupidity or the author of confusion. Divinity is clarity, wisdom, and intelligence. Divinity uses the power of all emotions that exist for bringing forth manifestations, dreams, magic, and desires. Humanity isn't or doesn't do any of those things. The 3D world isn't or doesn't do any of those things. So, finally being reconnected to the spirit felt like being a newborn baby. I've had to relearn how to accept things being precise, and things being clear, and things being easy, and things making sense. God makes sense. Humans don't. As always, the greatest challenge isn't being a twin flame at all. The greatest challenge is all about being human. Specifically, being human while reconnecting to divinity. To be a divine human means to be a demigod. Being divine is the opposite of being human. Therefore, being a demigod is like a jarring bolt to the soul. May love and kindness fill your soul for all eternity. Au revoir from Princess Angie J. Mwah.